Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Pub Trivia Experience. My name is Chris, and tonight, it's all about the wonderful, wonderful alcoholic beverage that Mike has in his hand tonight as we keep our bus rolling on the trivial trivia trials of one Michael Turner Mott. I should have saved that for when Turner was on the episode. I didn't because I had to save it and use it for my friend here. Matt Lemia, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
I am doing okay. Work was okay today. Unfortunately, the bad part of my day was watching my Yankees get pummeled by the Orioles today. But hey, stop that. But other than that, my day was pretty good. Thank you. As for what I am drinking a nice Siesta Key since I don't drink beer anymore as of last year. I have graduated to Siesta Key spiced rum. I don't know what kind of bottle pop I'm going to get out of this, but let's see. Ooh, that was terrible.
That was fine.
Good.
But I am going to mix it with this random ginger beer that I got in my local Publix. So maybe I can get something out of the twist here. Absolutely not. That was 0 for 2. Kind of like my Yankees today. All right.
I find it funny. I find it absolutely hilarious as a Cubs fan whenever Yankees fans complain about being bad.
We have a certain standard to live up to.
What's that like?
It's very difficult.
Yeah. Life's easier in the north side. So we're near 500. We're like, hey, we don't suck anymore.
This is awesome.
Oh, Lord. Well, let's head on over. Huntsville, Alabama. Michael Turner Mott, my friend. How you doing? And actually, you know what? We're not going to tell you what you're drinking. Everyone knows what you're drinking. Go ahead. Tell us what you're drinking, Mike. This isn't the first episode of this anymore. There's no shock value.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I will tell you that I'm doing very well. We had a lovely meal of butter chicken and garlic naan bread, for which we opened up a bottle of wine, a lovely Apothic Red Winemaker's Blend. This is one of our go-tos, relatively inexpensive red wine, and it's very tasty. And I have to set it aside right now in favor of this. I don't know how well that pour is coming through, but this is round 2 of my this is the trivial trials of Mike Mott. Well, this is Mike Mott's trials of Malort. Is that a sufficient pour to?
That's a small pour, dude.
I was going to say, I realized that
you're gonna do a second pour midway through.
All right, no, I'll top it off. There you go.
Okay, that's a sufficient pour. It's a couple shots worth.
Full glass. So, round 2 of 4, almost halfway there, and very much living on a prayer. Cheers, I suppose. Nope, doesn't get any better the second time.
Mike, hopefully you learn your lesson one day where it is like, don't make bets you don't want to cash.
Yeah, that's true.
So I make them, but I've at least won mine. So I guess it's my turn for a drink. I've had this one on one of our shows before. I don't know. Honestly, at this point, it's been in my fridge so long, this could have been on Verboten. It could have been on Draft Days. It could have been on Frenemy. Could have been on Boozy. It might have been here. I don't know. But this is from Persimmons Hollow Brewery. I believe it's in DeLand, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, DeLand, Florida. Home of one Chipper Jones, by the way. This is their 3 Wise Guys Coffee Porter. I got beer on my laptop, but this is a really good porter. I'm a big fan of coffee porters, so cheers, everybody.
We got 3 wise guys on the podcast tonight.
Hell yeah.
There's 2 of you. I'm still here, Mike. Don't worry. I'm not sure how wise it is drinking Malort for everyone to know and see, but hey, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Matt, you tell me, do you want to start your pregame with odds or evens?
Let me go with odds.
All right, you're going to go odds. Mike, you're getting evens. Your pregame categories. I've got a list of 10 80s one-hit wonder songs. I'm going to give you the name of the song. I'm going to give you the artist. All you have to do is tell me were they originally released before or after January 1st, 1985.
Okay.
That's really random. Okay.
First half, second half, basically?
Yeah, basically. All right. Matt, you chose odds. You're going to go first. Your song is from The Church, titled Under the Milky Way.
I want to say that was 87, 88, so I'll say After.
88 is the correct answer. After is what we're looking for. Mike, question number 2 goes to you. Your group is Vixen, Edge of a Broken Heart.
I'll be honest, I do not recognize this song by name. It's one of those, if I heard, I might know it, but I do not recognize the name or the artist. But for whatever reason, it's leading me to late 80s. So I'm going to say late 80s.
Late 80s is correct. 88 is what we're looking for there. You both have 1 for 1. Number 3, Matt, back to you. You get Bertie Higgins' hit song, Key Largo.
Yacht rock staple. I'm going to say Before.
It is Before. It dates back to 1982. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Mike, question number 4 is coming your way. Your group is Yellow. The song, Oh Yeah.
All right, let's see. Knowing when Ferris Bueller came out, which was post 1985, I want to say it was 86. So I'm going to say After.
It was After. It was released mid-year 1985.
Close enough.
After is what we're looking for. Number 5. Matt, your band is Taco. Your song, Puttin' on the Ritz, the remake.
Oh, Put on the Ritz, I think that was 83, so I'll say Before.
It is Before. It was 1982 is when that song was released.
Okay.
Mike, back to you. Question number 6. Your band, the Georgia Satellites, Keep Your Hands to Yourself.
Great song. Oh, man. But I don't have a leg to stand on. See, I think I've spoken about this here and or Boozy before, but I kind of came to 80s music after the fact, so a lot of it wasn't contemporary for me because the car we had at the time didn't have a working radio. So and so contextually it's a little hard for me to place these in terms of a life. That is leading me. I've had 2 late 80s in a row though. It's still leading me late 80s, so I'm going to say late 80s.
Georgia Satellites, Keep Your Hands to Yourself, 1986. Late 80s is correct. You're both 3 for 3 in the pregame. Question number 7. Matt's going your way. It's Red Rider featuring Tom Cochrane, Lunatic Fringe.
Oh, man. Great song. Trying to... I think it's going to be right near the border of that January 85. Let me go Before.
Before is a correct answer. It actually dates back to 1981.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
All right. Question number 8, heading back to Mike. Mike, your song is by Patrice Rushen, Forget Me Nots.
There's another song that I cannot place, but just based on the title, it sounds schmaltzy, and I think of schmaltz as more late 70s, early 80s, so I'm going to say early 80s.
Early 80s is correct, 1982.
To be clear, no era has been devoid of schmaltz. It's just, but I don't know. Just
but
whatever reason.
Yeah. All right, Matt, number 9. Your song is from the group LA Guns, The Ballad of Jane.
What happened to Jane? I believe that's After. I think it's like 87-ish.
After is correct. Actually, all the way up in 89.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Mike, you're going to wrap us up here. Now, Mike, I'm not going to set the stage too thick, but Matt has already aced the pregame. You have 4 correct answers.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
So, Mike, we're going to be burning this here tonight. Your band is Midnight Oil. The song Beds Are Burning.
So that one I actually absolutely know. I'm still reeling over the fact that LA Guns had a hit after Guns N' Roses was formed. Because I would have totally gone early 80s on that one, or at least had it earlier. Fortunately, I don't have to do that one. I do this one. Midnight Oil Beds Are Burning was 89, so that's late 80s.
Late 80s is correct. I actually have that as 87, by the way.
Oh, wow. Is it? I thought it was a little later, but okay.
Well,
might have been Australia versus America.
You both just swept the pregame. We're going to go into hot seat round 1. 15 minutes, a non-stop barrage of trivia questions and answers. Being that it is tied, Matt, you are the visitor here tonight. You get to choose. Do you want to go first or second in hot seat round 1?
Let me try second.
Mike, we're going to start this off with you. I've got 15 minutes on the clock. Your time will begin after I read your first question. Here we go. Mike, while Kevin McAllister was lost in New York in Home Alone 2, where was his family?
Oh, no. I know where they were in Home Alone 1. Where were they in Home Alone 2? Wait a minute. Hold on. Weren't they also in New York? I'm going to say New York.
No, they were in Florida.
Oh, that's okay. Yep. No, okay, that's right. I knew they weren't overseas. That was the one thing I was pretty sure. Okay.
All right. Matt, what does a planogonologist collect?
You spell that?
Planogonologist. Planogonologist.
Today I learned that's a word, and it's a collector. Paper airplanes.
No, not a bad guess. They actually collect dolls. Mike, heading back your way. Dolls.
Okay.
I have an accent, so DOLLS apparently.
Dolls.
Mike, what classic musical comedy film from 1952 starred Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor, along with Debbie Reynolds?
Singing in the Rain.
I'm singing on a podcast. All right. Matt, heading back to you. How many faces does a dodecahedron have?
Dodecahedron is 20.
I've got 12.
12, yeah. Those are my
Mike,
two, and I flipped.
You're good. Mike, heading over to you. What U.S. state has the highest amount of active volcanoes?
Hawaii?
No, Alaska.
I was between Hawaii and Alaska because I was like, Alaska just has so much more space. All right, damn it. All
right, Matt. The deliciously wicked television drama known as Revenge is set among the wealthy elite of what? Oceanside town.
I know the name of the show. I never watched it. Oceanside town. I don't know. The Hamptons.
The Hamptons is correct answer.
Oh, wow.
Wow, nicely
done. Mike, which series follows the investigation by FBI Special Agent Dale Cooper into the murder of homecoming queen Laura Palmer?
Oh my gosh. Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is a correct answer. Matt.
Got there by singing Weird Al to myself.
Next time, sing that out loud, please.
Oh, next
Matt,
time.
Before starring as Raina James in the music biz drama Nashville, Connie Britton won our hearts as Tammy Taylor in what show?
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. By the way, can we stop saying she got her start on Friday Night Lights? She is 100% from Spin City.
Spin City.
Oh, all right. Mike,
yes.
Mike, we're back to you. In baseball shorthand, it's a strikeout. On the periodic table, it's potassium. In a text message, it's a quick response. Name that letter.
K.
K is a correct answer. Matt, which TV Western starring James Arness as a lawman named Marshall Matt Dillon ran from 1955 to 1975?
Oh, man. Not a fan of Westerns. Is that Gunsmoke?
That was Gunsmoke. Nicely done.
Nice job.
Mike, which undefeated world heavyweight boxing champion had the nickname the Brockton Blockbuster? The Brockton Blockbuster, sorry.
Pugilism is a major weak spot of mine. You didn't give me a year or anything like that. So I don't even have Jack Johnson. I don't know.
Mike, you should spend more time watching Coming to America. Be Rocky Marciano.
Okay.
Matt, which company created Bean Boozled jelly beans with flavors like, is it buttered popcorn or rotten egg? Or is it chocolate pudding or canned dog food?
I believe that's Jelly Belly.
Yes, Jelly Belly. You should be ashamed of yourself.
My kids love it.
Those what if ones?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
They wanted it for Easter one year. And they put in their Easter baskets one year.
No. Mike, within 3 either way, how many women have won the Nobel Prize for Literature?
Gosh. Okay, let's see. It's probably been around for roughly 135.
No, 13 actually, rather low.
Okay, that's shameful. Anyway,
Matt, which TV show starred John Lithgow and Jane Curtin as visiting aliens trying to blend into a modern society? By the way, Jane Curtin was not an alien on this show.
I remember them in the show together. Was that Third Rock from the Sun?
That was Third Rock from the Sun.
Your hesitation gave me hope.
Well, without hearing the other characters, I was on the fence.
If I had said French Stewart or Jason Gordon-Levitt, it would have given it away. Or Wayne Knight. Yeah. So, Mike, called the most influential guitarist of all time by Rolling Stone, who strung right-handed guitars backwards to play them?
Incidentally, somebody who recorded a song called Third Stone from the Sun, this would be Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix is correct. All right. Matt, which European country had the Dauphin as the heir apparent to the crown from 1350 to 1791?
This is one of my weak spots. Dauphin. Sounds French. I'll say France.
France is a correct answer. Mike, often located in convenience stores, gas stations, and the occasional Walgreens, red box kiosks offer a simple way for customers to do what?
Took me a second to realize you weren't talking about black box wine. Red box, rent DVDs.
Rent DVDs is correct. I miss Blockbuster, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I miss drinking things that aren't Malort.
That's not my
problem. Well, if you hurry up and finish, you can get to the other one.
Working on it.
All right, Matt. The Roskilde Festival of Music and Culture occurs annually in which lowland Scandinavian country?
What was the name of the festival?
Roskilde. Roskilde.
Sweden?
No, it'd be in Denmark.
Okay.
Mike, we're heading over to you. Both Bactrians and dromedaries are types of which animal?
Those are camels, I believe.
Those are camels. Matt, what was the name of the 1990s fad, generally known as milk caps, which involved the players taking turns hitting a stack of pieces with their slammers?
I believe those were Pogs.
Those were Pogs. I have a stack of them in that closet right there. And if I could find someone else with a stack, I'd really like to play for some poisons. All right, Mike.
I always forget that out of rules. Anyway.
In which film from 2003 does Bill Murray star as an aging actor named Bob Harris, who befriends a college graduate Charlotte in a Tokyo hotel?
Wonderful film. Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation is correct. Matt, what controversial fashion icon invented the iconic little black dress?
Was that Chanel?
Coco Chanel's the correct answer. Mike, we're heading back to you. Which biographical sports drama film that is now being disputed features the story of Michael Orr, an offensive lineman who was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens?
The Blind Side.
Blindside's correct. Matt, which actor took over the role of Inspector Clouseau from the late Peter Sellers in the 2006 reboot of the Pink Panther films?
2006, I believe that was Steve Martin.
That was Steve Martin. By the way, completely watchable. I like those movies.
I didn't mind it.
I never saw it, honestly, but that's good to know.
Mike, which director has cameos in his classic films, including Halloween, Escape from New York, and The Thing?
You said director and cameos. I was sitting here going, don't make the joke, don't make the joke. And then you took it in a different direction. John Carpenter.
John Carpenter's a correct answer. Matt, which subject of Tina Fey's Pitch Perfect impressions struck back by spoofing 30 Rock in 2015?
The only one that comes to mind is Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin's a correct answer. Mike, Carl Bernstein in Bob Woodward's book, All the President's Men, details which event in U.S. history?
The Watergate scandal.
The Watergate scandal's correct. All right. Matt, we got about 4.5 minutes left. Which 1954 Gene Kelly musical film featured the song Almost Like Being in Love?
Yeah. Not Singing in the Rain. I can't think of another one. Pass. I don't know.
That movie is called Brigadoon. Mike, which group had a 1964 hit with You've Lost That Love and Feelin', later used by Peter Maverick Mitchell to seduce bar owners?
I think that was the Righteous Brothers.
The Righteous Brothers is correct. Matt, which of the 7 wonders of the ancient world were built as ceremonial burial vaults?
I'm drawing a blanket on about half of them. I don't know. The Gardens of Babylon. I don't know.
No, it'd be the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Oh,
Why
of
did I
course.
say Giza?
Of course.
My Lord. All right, Mike.
I almost went in my head, I went the same way before coming back to, wait, I think it's just the pyramids. Yeah.
Mike, what does the acronym ANC, the banned organization that was at the heart of South African anti-apartheid movement, stand for?
ANC?
Alpha November Charlie. What does it stand for?
Gosh. I don't even have a guess. I'll pass.
That would stand for the African National Congress. Mike,
I-
you got that question. Matt, you get this one. With Pluto now reclassified as a dwarf planet, thanks Neil deGrasse Tyson, what planet in our solar system is the furthest from the sun?
I'm not going to overthink it. Neptune?
Neptune's the correct answer.
Planet X.
Mike, in the 2009 movie The Hangover, what eccentric celebrity cameos as the owner of a stolen tiger?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is a correct answer. All right. Matt, what country held the 1998 Winter Olympics?
98. I don't think it's right, but was it Canada?
It was not. 1998 was the year Tara Lipinski won gold for figure skating in Nagano, Japan.
Yep. Okay. I was thinking that was the Nagano year, but I couldn't remember.
Mike, within 3 years either way, name the year these events took place. The charity single We Are the World is recorded. Mike Tyson makes his debut in New York, and the film Back to the Future opens in movie theaters.
1985.
1985 is the correct answer. Matt, which cheap Russian camera inspired a photographic movement in the 1990s?
Where are these questions coming from?
Right.
A list right here in front of you.
Cheap Russian camera?
To be fair, you got Neptune the last question, so.
Well, yeah. No, I had Olympics last question.
Oh, sorry.
I can't think of a Russian camera. No, I don't know.
That was a camera called the Lomo.
Yeah.
That's today I learned.
The hot
Mike,
seat giveth and the hot seat taketh away.
Of the numerous former SNL cast members, which actors' movies have grossed the most money at the domestic box office?
I got to imagine this is Robert Downey Jr.
It is Robert Downey Jr. Matt, in which TV series might you have In which TV series might you have encountered in Jesus Christ? Matt, in which television series might you have encountered Jason, Mary, Ellen, Aaron, Ben, Elizabeth, and John Boy?
That would be the Waltons.
Waltons is a correct answer.
Did you have any clue until he got to John Boy?
Of course not. No.
Okay,
I'm not
good.
that
Just
old.
making sure.
I'm not that old.
Mike, all of my love, all of my kissin', you don't know what you've been a missin', are the opening lines to which Buddy Holly and the Crickets song?
Ooh. Peggy Sue?
Oh, no, that song is called Oh Boy. It's also Mickey Mouse's favorite song.
Oh, boy.
I just stopped myself from singing.
Matt, last question in Hot Seat Round 1. Name the band with the following members: John Deacon, Roger Taylor, and Brian May.
He's literally listening to the Boozy episode right now.
I'm going in order, sir.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Matt.
No, I said. I think I said Queen. Yeah, I said Queen.
You did.
Queen is a correct answer.
I was just laughing because you were talking about how you were listening to that Boozy episode.
I know. I heard John Deacon. I'm like, no, it can't be right.
Well, with that, Hot Seat Round 1 is over, and we have got a hell of a game. It's still really close. Mike, you're picking up 14. Matt, you're picking up 13. Mike, you have a 1-point lead. It's 19-18.
That was a great
into our halftime round.
Good show.
Well, it's time for our halftime round. Your halftime category is kids' movies. I'm sorry in advance, but here is your halftime question.
You know it's going to be good when he starts it that way.
The Air Bud franchise might be the most insane franchise in film history. But between his theatrical release and his direct-to-DVD sequels, Air Bud has played 5 sports. Obviously, one is basketball. Name the other 4 sports he has played in a movie, and I will give you 1 bonus point each if you can name the actual movie he played that sport in. I need the actual name of the movie for that bonus point. So you can get up to 20 points and an additional 4 bonus points. Lock in when you're ready.
What sucks here is my girls love movies that are in the air, considered to be in the Air Bud, like, increasingly expanded universe where now the dogs talk and it's like this old crazy thing. But none of the ones that they love have anything to do with sports.
No, they like snow buddies and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There's a Super Pups one where there's like an alien invasion and they turn into superheroes. It's
God.
Yeah, but it's talking puppies. Of course they're gonna love it. Come on.
All right, I am locked in with several wrong answers.
Mike, whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay, so the one I know what the sequel was, so that was the easy one. Beyond that, I'm just kind of going through the various other sports and trying to figure out what it could be and what it would not be, and then maybe I'll come up with a joke answer or two for the titles.
The titles are the best part.
I know, and I'm wishing that I could be more clever, but I've drank almost a full glass of Malort, so and for no necessarily alcoholic reasons, it's just my brain is not functioning correctly because it's thinking too much about this stinging bitter taste at the back of my tongue that will not go away. All right, I'll just lock in with 4, and I've only got one title, but we'll see how this goes.
All right, this should be good for a laugh. Let's start with each of your 4 sports. So, Matt, we'll start with you. Give me the 4 sports that you had.
I said football, baseball, hockey, and soccer.
Mike, what 4 sports did you have?
The exact same 4 sports.
Matt, did you write down any movie names?
The only one that I know that I'm pretty close to 100% sure on is football is Air Bud Golden Receiver.
All right.
That's the only title I have.
Only title you have. Mike, what titles do you have?
Similarly, the only title that I knew 100% for sure was Air Bud 2 Golden Receiver.
All right. Any other? Neither one of you any other guesses?
I was trying to spontaneously come up with something, but short pup in the baseball one. I don't know. Hockey could be golden. I was like golden goalie, but that's too close to golden receiver. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's go through this. You're each going to pick up 16 points because you got 3 of them right. So football is 100% Air Bud golden receiver. There is a soccer one. And the soccer one is adorable. It is called Air Bud World Pup.
Oh,
Instead of World Cup,
that actually rings a bell. Now that you say it.
Ring that bowl.
The third one, and I'm trying to figure out how Air Bud plays baseball. I don't understand how Air Bud plays baseball because that ball's hit really hard. He's going to bust his teeth open.
Yep.
The baseball version is called Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch.
Oh, I have heard of that. Damn it.
Okay. Hockey didn't seem right. I feel like I've heard what the fourth one is, and I just couldn't remember it.
The fourth one is the toughest one to get. The sport is volleyball, and it's titled Air Bud Spikes Back.
Of course it is.
So you're each going to pick up 16 points. It's still anybody's game. There is no separation. Going into hot seat round 2, Mike, you have got a 35 to 34 lead. Matt, your choice again, first or second in hot seat round 2.
I'll stick with second.
Mike, you're going to go first here again. Your time will begin after I read your first question. Here we go. Mike, a 2011 New York Times obituary for the late Peter Falk discussed the actor's 30-plus year gig playing which TV character?
I'm assuming that's Columbo.
Columbo's correct. Matt, which of these theme parks opened first? Disneyland, Disney World, or Universal Studios Hollywood?
Disneyland.
Disneyland is the correct answer. Mike, in America, these animals are known as caribou. What festive name are they called in Europe?
The only other name I know caribou by is reindeer.
Reindeer fits the festive category. Reindeer is what we're looking for.
Okay. The name itself just didn't seem festive to me. So, anyway.
All right. Matt, what is rapper P. Diddy's real name?
Sean Combs.
Sean Combs is correct. Mike, who was cast as Richard Rick O'Connell, an American adventurer who served the French Foreign Legion in the 1999 film The Mummy?
Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser is the correct answer, and we're still waiting for a good sequel to that amazing movie. Matt, heading over to you. Sorry. What type of insects are gigantic in the 1954 film Them?
Are they ants?
They are ants. Nicely done. Mike.
Gigantic. Yes.
George Mario Bergoglio became better known by what name in 2013? Sorry, Jorge Mario Bergoglio. JORGE MARIO BERGOGLIO.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Shoot. It feels like I'm gonna know it when you say it. I'm trying to see if it's in there. I recognize 2013. I recognize the I can't get there. I'm gonna know it when you say it.
Oh, he became better known as Pope Francis.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I was way off from where my brain was going, but now as soon as you said, I'm like, son of a bitch. Yep, that's exactly.
Yeah, I was way off too.
Matt, we're going with you here. Within 3 years, either way, name the year these events took place. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial is dedicated in Washington, D.C. The first issue of USA Today is published, and the world's largest oil rig sinks in the Atlantic Ocean.
1987?
No, 1982.
Okay.
Mike, released in the year 2000, Oops, I Did It Again is the second studio album from which recording artist?
Hot seat giveth and the hot seat taketh away. Britney Spears.
Britney Spears is a correct answer. All right, Matt. Which former Star Trek actor released an album of space-themed covers entitled Seeking Major Tom in 2011?
11. I'll go with Shatner. I don't know.
Was Bill Shatner. Nicely done.
Okay.
Mike, in 1994, which boxer regained the world heavyweight title at the grand old age of 45?
Ooh, George Foreman.
Foreman is a correct answer. Matt, within 3 years either way, name the year these events took place. Photos of the Abominable Snowman's footprints are published. The first NBA All-Star game is played in the Boston Garden, and the first commercially available computer is launched.
Oof. Good luck. Eek.
That's crazy. 1978.
Oh no, earlier than that, 1951.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, Mike. Though used in conjunction with other effects, Pat Welsh was paid $380 to provide the main element of what iconic title character in 1982?
Oh, E.T.
E.T. is a correct answer. Matt, which women's hairstyle was also known as a B-52 before being made famous by Marge Simpson?
That's the Beehive.
The Beehive is a correct answer. Mike, the phrase long in the tooth comes from what animal's tendency to have receding gums as it ages?
Ooh, horse.
Horse is a correct answer. Matt, which Akron-based band arrived on the scene in matching jumpsuits and asked, "Are we not men?"
Oh man. Oh no. Why am I blanking on this? Crap. Devo?
Devo is a correct answer.
He got there. Good job.
Oh, thank goodness.
Good job.
Mike, we did say the hot seat giveth and it taketh away. Let's see how you do with this one. Launched in 1973, which popular fragrance was named after a Revlon executive?
Okay. Popular fragrance that is named after a human being. Ode to Steve.
No, it's actually just called Charlie.
Charlie.
Oh, never happened in a million years.
Matt, what popular global sport was discontinued at the Olympics following the 1904 Games until being reinstated in 2016?
Terrible at Olympics. Removed in 04 and reinstated in 2016. I'm sorry, just repeat it, please.
Yeah. What popular global sport was discontinued at the Olympics following the 1904 Games until it was reinstated for the 2016 Games?
Golf.
Golf is a correct answer.
Holy crap.
Nice job.
Wow.
Good pull.
Mike, in which part of the United Kingdom would you find the Peace Walls?
Ooh. I do not know, but I do know that I'm done with my Malort and I'm now enjoying my wine, and that is very nice. The Peace Walls. I will say Scotland.
No, unfortunately, it's Northern Ireland.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So now that you're on your wine, get drunk faster.
Yes.
Right.
Matt, in which Mediterranean country would you find the coastal resort of Lara Beach, Lara?
Pick a Mediterranean country. Italy.
Unfortunately, not Turkey is what we're looking for.
Okay.
Mike, what influential writer and director was best known for her work on rom-coms, such as When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle?
Nora Ephron.
Nora Ephron's correct. Matt, while most mammals are in the pregnancy business, what oft duck-billed pea monotreme, ostensibly not a fan of Labor Day, actually lays eggs in lieu of the whole live birth thing?
Would that be the platypus?
It'd be a platypus. That was a hell of a long way to get to an easy-ass question.
It really was, and it gave about 5 different ins, too.
Name one of the 2 monotremes.
Exactly.
In my defense, that might have been a really old Chris question. Mike.
That's fair.
Marlon Brando starred as Stanley Kowalski in what 1951 film?
Stella! Streetcar Named Desire.
Streetcar Named Desire is a correct answer. And fun fact, I bombed an audition for that in high school.
I believe it.
Thank you.
Actually, I don't believe it. I think you would have killed us, Stanley.
I actually thought I would have done it really good. But you know what?
Yeah. Anyway.
I can't say. I mean, he was a nice teacher.
I was
Matt.
I was ripping on you. I was like, wait a minute, you did great.
Today.
Anyway.
Within 3, name the year these events took place. The Hubble Space Telescope is launched. Mikhail Gorbachev is elected as the president of the Soviet Union. And Manuel Noriega surrenders to American forces in Panama.
I believe that was 1989.
1990 is what I have here, but that is within 3 years, and you're going to get the point.
I will take it. 1 for 3.
Mike, Casino Royale was the first book, but what was the first James Bond film?
Dr. No.
Dr. No is the correct answer. Matt, which country in the world grows the most fruit annually?
Just generic fruit. Jeez. So glad I went second. You said country, not continent.
Country, correct.
Most fruit. The U.S. I don't know.
No, when in doubt, always go China.
Yeah, of course.
I would have gone the U.S. too, honestly. So that's fair.
All right, Mike. What South American nationality was the Formula One driver and world champion Nelson Piquet?
South American?
Yep.
With the very South American sounding name Nelson Piquet. Goodness. I genuinely do not know. I've never heard of this person. I will say Brazilian.
Suriname, actually. No, of course it's Brazilian. I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Matt, which pop rock band featured the #1 hit Makes Me Wonder on their second studio album, It Won't Be Soon Before Long?
When they were a whole lot better than they are now. That's Maroon 5.
That is Maroon 5, and I find it hard to believe they were any worse than they are now. All right, Mike. I'm not a Maroon 5 guy. I hate them.
They started off a lot better.
For sure, yeah.
In all honesty. Anyway.
Speyside and Islay are locations most associated with producing what type of alcohol?
Scotch.
Scotch is a correct answer. I don't know why I mispronounced that, but we're going to move right along anyway. Matt, getting its name from Cuba, what is the main alcohol in a daiquiri?
That's rum.
And I don't know why it's always gone, but it is. Rum is a correct answer.
I almost said you were drinking a Cuban mule when you had your ginger beer with your rum earlier.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a thing, but it's just what it seemed like.
Sounds good. It sounds like it should be a thing.
Yeah. You can make it a thing.
Mike, according to the makeup group, the greaser look of Shia LaBeouf's character in the movie that we don't talk about, Indiana Jones 4, was modeled after Marlon Brando in what film?
The Wild One?
Wild One is a correct answer.
Wow. Okay. I would have went on the waterfront.
Oh, that would actually make, like, I'm amazed over right. That actually makes more sense. Anyway.
All right. Matt, Edvard Munch was inspired to paint the blood red skies of The Scream in the aftermath of which 1883 volcanic eruption?
I hate art. I hate history.
I got to go rewrite some final round questions.
Please do. If they are either
Your
one
categories
of those
are art, history, and art history.
and art history. 1883. Etna.
No, it'd be Krakatoa.
Of course.
Mike, once used to pave airport runways, what road surface was invented by E. Purnell Hooley in 1901?
I'm going to guess tarmac.
Tarmac is a correct answer. Matt, how many permanent members are there on the UN Security Council?
Once again, I'm so glad I went second. I don't even want to embarrass myself with a guess. I'll just pass this one. I have no clue.
There are 5 members: China, France, Russia, the UK, and the US.
Okay.
Mike,
Matt, I'd have gone like 12. So
I was thinking 7, but
yeah.
Mike, what is the largest technology company in South Korea?
Yikes. So what's about to happen, just so everybody knows, is I'm going to name a company that is probably not South Korean because I'm bad at this stuff, but I'm going to say Samsung.
Samsung is a correct answer.
Never mind. I take it all back. Okay.
Well, your time is up for Hot Seat Round 2. Matt, you got one last question coming your way.
Oh, good.
Here it is. Featuring an emotional scene set at a potter's wheel, a musical based on what movie opened in London in 2011?
It better be Ghost. If not, I'm leaving.
Ghost is a correct answer.
Honestly, if that wasn't Ghost, I was going to leave too. Like, I'd be like, screw this, I'm gone.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. Oh, wait, I am here.
You're right.
With that, our hot seat rounds are over. All we have left is the wager round. Mike, you're picking up 15. Matt, you're picking up 12 from hot seat round 2.
How the hell did I get 12?
You answered 12 questions.
No, that definitely felt. I could tell, like you were thinking that there was a distance, but that felt way closer than that.
And we have what might be our highest scoring game in the trivial trivia trials of Mike Mott going to the wager round. Mike, you have a score of 50. Matt, you're close behind him with 46. And we're moving into the wager round. Your wager round, you're going to wager solely on the categories provided in the wager round. You will choose your wager under a set of rules per category. If you get the question right, you'll get the points. If you get the question wrong, you will lose the points. Obviously, the rules are must wager whole numbers only. It also means no negative wagering. And you cannot wager more than your total current allotment. So, Matt, your combined wager cannot be higher than 46. Mike, your combined wager cannot be higher than 50. Gentlemen, are you ready for your wager categories?
Let's
do it.
Your wager round categories are science, baseball, and poetry. Science, baseball, and poetry. Go ahead and lock in your wagers while we hear a word from tonight's sponsor.
Hey, trivia lovers. Want to get the pub trivia experience in an interactive way? Check out Liquid Courage Entertainment. With a wide range of offerings online, LK has you covered, streaming a wide variety of trivia games on Twitch with one-of-a-kind formats like Tringo, Guesstimate, Mega Sheep, and more. Or check out the World Trivia Federation. With 36 hours to answer each quiz and no obligation, the WTF is the perfect solution to scratch that trivia itch on your own time. Come see us at twitch.tv/liquid_courage or check out patreon.com/liquidcourage to join the WTF for as little as $2 a month. That's Liquid Courage with a K. Innovative, interactive, intoxicating.
Wagers are locked in. We've got 3 questions left to crown our champion here tonight. And your categories were science, baseball, and poetry. We're going to start with question number 1, the category of science. Standard lock-in rules apply. Here we go. What planet in our solar system did not obey Isaac Newton's law of gravitation, thus leading to a long-held belief that there was another undiscovered planet in our solar system? That is until Einstein's theory of relativity solved for the slight deviation in this planet's orbit.
I'm locked in on that one.
Okay. Honestly, I know where my gut took me immediately, and I don't know that I have anything better, and I don't have much of a leg to pull, so I'm gonna lock in.
All right. Moving on to question number 2. Your category is baseball. While baseball fans know that Ronald Acuna Jr. won the 2023 National League MVP award unanimously, what player was voted second on every single ballot? While most baseball fans know that Ronald Acuna Jr. won the 2023 National League MVP award unanimously, what player was voted second on every single ballot?
I'm locked in? Question mark?
All right, I'll lock in with my wrong answer.
All right. We're moving on to question number 3. Your category was poetry. This question was provided by our very own Miss Brittany Shaw. Here we go. Though William Dawes and Dr. Samuel Prescott were also involved in the historic event itself, neither is mentioned in which 1861 poem that is also known as The Landlord's Tale. That poem is named for the third participant.
I'll lock in.
One more time?
Though William Dawes and Dr. Samuel Prescott were also involved in the historic event itself, neither is mentioned in which 1861 poem that is also known as The Landlord's Tale. This poem is named for the third participant.
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, we are going to go question by question through this. Starting with question number 1, your category was in science. What planet in our solar system did not obey Isaac Newton's law of gravitation, thus leading to a long-held belief that there was another undiscovered planet in our solar system? That is until Einstein's theory of relativity solved for the slight deviation in this planet's orbit. Matt, your answer and your wager.
Well, my answer was said earlier in the game, and I went with this answer because of the orbits of this planet and Pluto intersecting and changing at some point. I went with Neptune.
Mike,
and,
your answer. Oh, sorry, your wager.
okay,
Sorry.
my wager was a big fat goose egg.
Mike, your answer and your wager.
I had the exact same thought process and the exact same answer. I also went with Neptune, and I put 7 on this one.
So, I read the science on it, y'all. I can't explain it, but the thought there is that this particular planet is so close to the sun that there is a slight deviation. And Einstein's theory of relativity explained that slight deviation by adding in one more little piece. It may not even be a little. I mean, this guy's smarter than I am, so I'm not going to tell you. The answer is Mercury.
Yep.
Okay.
It was either going to be the closest or the furthest away,
Right.
and I was between the two.
And I've always heard that the unnamed planet was actually, many people refer to it as Vulcan, so I always thought that was kind of cool.
Huh. There you go.
All right. Well, Matt, you're losing 0. Mike, you're losing 7. Our scores right now 46-43 in favor of Matt. Moving to question number 2. The category was baseball. Baseball, Ray. While baseball fans know that Ronald Acuna Jr. won the 2023 National League MVP award unanimously, what player was voted second on every single ballot? Mike, your answer and your wager.
So, I stared at these categories and I was between the last two, between baseball and poetry, and which one I was going to go more on. Baseball was a dice roll. Is it, because what kind of baseball question is Chris going to ask? Will it be before I had kids, when I was paying attention to baseball, or after I had kids, when I was attempting to and mostly failing? As it turns out, it was after. So alas, I wagered 28 on this one, and I just threw out Bryce Harper because I have no clue.
Matt, your answer and your wager.
You son of a bitch.
That's not right, is it?
I mean, out of the four major sports, baseball is the one I know the most about. I mean, I started playing when I was 5. Um, so yeah, but I mean, as our previous conversations go, I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm more American League. So National League, I don't pay too much attention to, but I also went Bryce Harper because I know he did pretty well last year, and I didn't think it was going to go to a pitcher. So, like I said Bryce Harper, and I went all in with my 46 on this one because it was baseball.
Your correct answer, Matt. You're an American League guy, and your biggest rival is who?
I mean, in the American League, the Red Sox.
And the Red Sox got rid of this player. He ended up with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Be Mookie Betts.
Oh, mother.
Oh, wow.
Piece
Oh, my
of-
gosh.
Mookie Betts is what we're looking for. Mike, that's going to bring you down to 15. Matt, that drops you down to 0.
Mm-hmm.
And so it all comes down to wagers. Let's see how Mike wagered in question number 3. The category was poetry. Though William Dawes and Dr. Samuel Prescott were also involved in the historic event itself, neither is mentioned in which 1961 poem that is also known as The Landlord's Tale. The poem was named after the third participant. Matt, I know you didn't get anything right here. Did you want to wager a guess?
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
did.
I know you didn't wager any points here, but do you want to give me a guess?
I was going to
mixed
say, you
up my
might have
words.
gotten it, dude. Jesus.
Well, I mean, the guess that I locked in with was no effing clue. So that's because literature, poetry, major black holes for me. So I just, whatever.
That's all right. Mike, your answer and your wager.
So I did a last minute change because the first wagers that I sent you were to tie, and so I sent a slight update to change my wager from 7 to 8 to quote unquote cover. So I wagered 8 on this one, and I am fairly certain this is Paul Revere's Ride.
Come listen, my children, and you will hear about the midnight ride of Paul Revere. Paul Revere's Ride is the correct answer. Mike, you're picking up 8 to finish with a final score 23. Matt, unfortunately, got a little hit hard in the wager round. You're going to finish with 0. But what a game, you two. Nicely done, nicely done.
That was the hot seat rounds were intense. Honestly, I felt like it was back and forth in the hot seat rounds the whole way. Like Chris said it was like the highest scores ever coming into that final round. Not ever, but certainly in this more recent Trivial Trials thing. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much, and I appreciate the opportunity to dethrone Mike. And as I expected, I was not able to this time around, but I will gladly take the chance again whenever I'm allowed to.
Oh, we will be getting back over to it. That I do promise you. But, Matt, that means that on Friday night we're going to be releasing an episode on our Patreon feed featuring your opportunity for revenge. Tell Mike what category you chose.
Well, Mike, we were introduced to it a little earlier in the game. And like I said earlier, when I picked the category, I went with one of my strengths, not thinking about that it could have been one of your strengths too, which I should have realized after listening to a lot of the back catalog of the PTE family of podcasts. My revenge category is 80s one-hit wonders.
Okay.
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Absolutely.
I hope so.
Because as I said, I did not experience any of that contemporaneously. I kind of learned it ex post facto. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, before we take off, let's go ahead and give our contestants one last time to plug anything they have to plug or leave you with any words of wisdom. Matt, we'll start with you.
First thing I'll say is, as I've become more and more ingrained in the trivia podcast community, I want to say, please support the podcasts and the podcasters that you listen to. This is a lot of work for them, and it's a labor of love, and it's a lot of work on them to put the content out for everybody to listen to. So if you can, support them. The other thing I wanted to say is a lot of times I come out and say, be nice to other people, don't be a dick, all that stuff. But along with that, before you can do that, you have to be nice to yourself and you have to love yourself too. So before you try to do that to other people, make sure you're good with yourself first. And
Amen.
That's all I got for right now.
I can't echo the sentiment of taking your mental health seriously and taking care of it enough. I am living proof in the last 2 years how much that will benefit you. Mike, over to you.
Well, Chris, I would like to promote Jepson's Malort liqueur. Not a sponsor.
Probably
Could
won't
be. I guess we're not necessarily.
They're
speaking
not going
fondly
to be big fans of your words about them, Mike.
Probably not. Hey, I've finished almost half a bottle at this point. I mean that in a mere 2 episodes, that should speak volumes, I think. So no, honestly, first of all, I think that I've been remiss. I feel over a great many number of podcast episodes for throwing some thanks to my wife, my wife Nikki. She was featured on this podcast a great deal. I feel like back in the day, and then she's kind of willingly shouldered the task of getting our girls down on to bed on nights that I record the podcast, and I've been not necessarily promoting my appreciation of her on this podcast as much as I probably should be. And longtime listeners have been probably wondering, hey, whatever happened to Mike's far better half? And that's part of that. And and far better is the emphasis on that one. And actually the second half of that dovetails with what Matt said, which is Nikki has also been finishing up her master's degree in mental health counseling. So I just want to second everything that he said about making sure you take care of yourself and of your mental health, because it is incredibly important. And it's you can't, I'm going to screw up the thing, but it's like, you can't fill a cup from an empty pitcher, right? You have to make sure if you're anything like me, and like I'm sure a lot of us, you're inclined to want to take care of other people. You also have to take care of yourself before you can do that. So definitely second everything that Matt said in that regard, and everything Chris said in that regard.
I love it. I love it. Hey, listen, if you want to support the show, you can be like our buddy Matt here. Head on over to patreon.com/PTEBB. That's the official Patreon of the PTE network. We have content that drops there throughout the month. Multiple different tiers out there. This episode will drop actually after I've been on vacation, which I'm looking forward to. But when it does drop, there may be new tiers, there may be the old tiers, but go on there, take a look at the different tiers that are there, and find the one that best fits you. If you can't support the show financially, I get it. I genuinely do. We've all been there. Times are tough for a lot of people right now. Inflation is a real thing. Do me a favor, though. 5-star rating, write us a review. If you have friends that like trivia, you have friends that like alcohol. That sounds like a weird thing to promote. But if you think they'll like our antics, have it on in the car when you're around with them. But you know what? That's enough for me tonight. For the Pub Trivia Experience, I have been Chris.
I've been Mike.
And I've been Matt.
We'll see you next week. Until then, have not Malort.